Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Trying to see if three people. Huh. Trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to see if they're gonna. Well, we're gonna wait for them to log in. AJ, Ed, let me know when you guys log in, so I can check on the software here. Any favorite movies? I have a lot of favorite movies. I think Equilibrium is one of my favorite all time movies. Um, it's hold on, y'all. I gotta check something real quick. Hmm. Uh, why is this not working? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think I sent you guys the wrong link. Hold on. Oh yeah. Um, what's your favorite movie? Veronica, what's up? Alphonse said, "What's up?" We're waiting for AJ. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I. Oh yeah. Let me see if I. So that's me. Okay, cool, awesome. All right. So that's you, AJ. Can you hear me? hate this. Okay. Um. What happened? Here we go again. That was AJ, I believe. I don't know what happened. Let me see if what up, Talks Tarot? I'm trying to set up the live for AJ, and I think Ed wants to come in later, a little bit later tonight. So AJ, let me know if you're ready to come on the live or if you're having issues. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me? Wait. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay. Hello? Okay. So, alright, so it's weird. This is weird. Anyways, if anybody has any questions, just ask. Cause I don't know. I saw AJ, but he logged out or logged off. Can you hear me? Is that you, Ed? Is that you, Ed? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, can you guys hear Ed? I just got back from Taco Bell. I see 3 people on the screen. 3 people. Oh yeah. That's okay. Hold on, y'all. Can you... It's gonna be a mess. AJ was on the live earlier. I don't know what happened to him. Okay, they can hear you. So I don't know. We're waiting for AJ. Are you here, AJ? So what's new, Ed?
A lot of things, bro. Just hoping for positive stuff. One thing after the other, man. Still have a little bit of that congestion going on. I feel my voice is still kind of I'm forcing it, like it's still kind of, I don't know how to explain it, just hoarse, I guess. Oh, I can hear you now. Sorry,
Yeah,
like
it's
I'm
it
like
was on
watching you
mute.
on here.
Okay. I don't know how to do the microphone thing, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work this out, but you feeling better about the COVID and all that?
Not 100% to be honest with you, but it's getting there. A lot of things happened. You know, my dad got it first, and I was trying to evade it, right, run from it. And I want to say I did run from it, but it's interesting because I kept testing, and those home kids they kept showing up negative. So I was like, great, I'm good, and there's no issues. And then it just got to the point where I ended up going to the cleaners to pick up one of my like suits that I had left the prior week. And so, because my birthday's coming up, once again, as a Virgo, already prepping for, I mean, mentally, like what is it that I want to do or whatnot. Um, so I had left some of my suits at the cleaners and I had forgotten one. So long story short, I go pick it up, and when I go in there, I noticed that the lady had all this other clothes dispersed, and I'm like, this is pretty odd. Like I never see her counter like with other people's clothes. So right away, it just gave me those vibes. Like, my intuition has been on point. I keep saying that like for some reason, I don't know, 90 or 99% of the time, I always follow it. It seems to be on point. So something told me like this is fishy. And so I didn't say anything, whatever. And
The
so
system is fishy. I finally got on. No,
all
sorry. Go ahead.
right, you're good, bro.
Right.
And so, anyways, I'll cut it short. So then I get my clothes or the suit, and when she hands me the money back, I don't know, I got that weird sensation, like I don't know, those like itchy nose or some shit. Excuse my language, but I'm like, this is weird. The minute I get home, I start to feel a little bit sick. Whatever. Long story short, I get almost throughout my shift, and then I'm like, why do I feel so freaking tired? And I was already looking forward to like the UFC fight night, and I just stayed in. I was like, I'm not trying to go out. I got to the point where I was gonna go brush my teeth, and I mean, I'm gonna say this, but possibly it's anywhere from 6 to 8 feet apart, like my living room to the restroom. And I felt fatigued. I was like, okay, I don't feel like this at the gym. So I caught something. And so I'm
Yeah.
brushing my teeth and I feel like a little slight like panic attack or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, this doesn't feel right. So I took a deep breath. I finished brushing my teeth. I go to bed. Next morning, dang, that was it. Fever 102, chill, shaky, that nasal congestion. So anyways, I test positive right away. So today's day 12 and I haven't been recovered 100%. So the only thing I can say is I'm blessed to still be alive. As it's so dumb, like I'm a vent a little, but basically I share with some of my few friends, and so one of them, instead of being like very positive or whatnot, she just tells me, "Oi, I heard what happened to you or whatever. At least you caught it before your birthday." I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I wanted to use the B word, right? Like, you B.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't catch it at all. What the fuck you saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm like, all right, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm good. And it's funny because she's like, hit me up if you need anything. I send her a picture of my like COVID test, and then that I guess my fever, the thermometer. She didn't text me back like in 48 hours. I'm like, what happens if I were to die or I need a freaking, I don't know, somebody to come through and just be there for me? She wasn't there for me. So a lot has taught me. Sometimes it's crazy, but when you're going through your worst moments, you realize who's your real ones.
Right.
So anyways, I'll end it with that. I'll have AJ come through. I don't know if you want us to sing him a happy birthday. We're here
Bro,
to
that's exactly
to
what I was
sing
gonna
him.
ask him.
We want to hear more positive things. So let's have him share his birthday experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
Oh, I did. Uh huh.
you're doing better, bro. Like, you know, I was thinking about you the other day and I was like, man, I think I got COVID once and it's not fun.
It's not. it's not. The first time around, it was pretty laid back. You know, it was just like a gripa, the cold, and it was nothing. But this one, I mean, I'm gonna be open. I'll tell you, I got the vaccine, I got boosted, but apparently this is a new variant that's going out, and so they're saying it's more contagious. It's coming back a little bit stronger, and I mean, I don't want to go into politics or the science or what you believe in or what you don't believe in. I respect everyone's decision. In the end, it's your body, it's your health. But the doctor from Kaiser was telling me, like, you know what? The minute that you feel that you recovered, go get the most latest booster. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, you know. I already recovered round one with ginger, zinc, and over the counter shit or home remedies. You know, Latino moms. Ah, chingate el pinche ginger y que zinc y que you fix it, you know, like you find a fix. Ponte Vicks en las patas and las narices and you're cured. Vicks cures everything apparently. Vaporu. So all I can say is I'm thankful to God, the universe, for allowing me to still be here. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to 34. I'm aging. So,
Yeah, I think
anyways,
I mean, everybody's
enough of that.
aging, you know, like everybody's going down that route, and I think I like your perspective of, you know, like being thankful and um, you know, moving forward. It's an experience, so live it to the fullest. I think AJ logged in. Are you here, AJ?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
All right, cool, cool. What's up, man? Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, man, so much. Appreciate it. Well, I
So,
didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to do much because I was busy with the whole house thing. You know, we're still renovating, fixing that whole mess that the previous owners left. So it's been like back and forth here from the town where I'm currently in, and then driving all the way like an hour and a half. It's just a mess. But no, I mean, so far so good. I didn't really get a chance to do much, but I'm just like Ed was saying, just thankful and grateful. You know, I had COVID too, but lucky for me, I think it was just 3 days that it lasted, and I was good.
damn.
But
So you had
yeah,
COVID too?
yeah, this was like a year ago though. I haven't had any
Oh,
bad symptoms ever since. But
yeah.
um, yeah,
You
so
guys,
I got. Uh huh. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if you guys lost your sense of like taste or smell, because I know
Oh
some
no, actually,
people do.
that's a good question. For me, I didn't. Well, lucky for me, I didn't lose any taste buds. What happened was I wasn't actually eating much. I lost appetite instead of losing my taste buds. So I was kind of forcing myself to eat. But then 3, 4 days later, I was back to normal. Like I woke up as if nothing happened. So that's why I was like, what the hell was that about? Like the first day, I was like, my fever was crazy, coughing nonstop, runny nose. But I'm thinking like it's just a regular cold. I must have caught it from somewhere. And my first thought was the gym because everybody
Hmm.
Yeah.
was touching stuff, and I'm always so crazy cleaning. But yeah, so after that, thank God, nothing serious, nothing bad. Just typical allergies from the season, I guess. But other than that, so far so good. I actually went to get my blood work done because once you reach 40, they keep telling you to they check your hormone levels and everything else. And
Damn, bro. Like I'm head that way, and I'm like, shoot.
yeah, so the my doctor was saying that it's that type of medicine. It's called when you go see an endocrinologist and a gynecologist. Not a gynecologist. I'm sorry. It's a urologist.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that specializes in men's health and fertility and all that stuff. So I got
Oh,
everything done, and he kept saying he's like, it's because of you have good genetics, obviously from your parents, and you're not a drinker, you're not a smoker, and even if you were to have a drink, it's once in a blue moon, whatever that is.
yeah.
And if you have a cigar, it's like once in a blue also, but that's what's been helping. And he said that, yeah, based on my age, uh, actually, I'm considered, even though I'm 42, I just turned 42, but my body is of a fit 20-year-old, he said, because he gave me a bunch of
Damn.
tests to take. Yeah, I was surprised. He gave me a bunch of tests to take, and I took a stress test. He put me through a treadmill and a bunch of stuff. And he said, "Yeah, I'm extremely like lucky and blessed to have all my hormone levels up to par, like right on point." And
That's what's up, man.
yeah,
That's
no,
that's
I'm
good to
telling
hear.
you, it's yeah. I mean, obviously, I have my family to thank, but you know, obviously, I didn't. I was never the type to follow the crowd. Like I don't know. I just never wanted to be following after someone in school. I was just on my own. Only when I started like working out really serious, then I started looking up to like the older crowd. But even at that, I was still being cautious. I didn't want to, you know, give them the wrong idea or the wrong impression. But I would get tips here and there, and from my uncle too, that used to work out, and my dad used to work out pretty heavy too. But other than that, and then there was a time where I stopped working out because I got tennis elbow. I got really seriously injured.
Okay.
So then that took me out for 6 months. The first time in all my life of working out, 6 months. But that was a big learning experience too. So I was watching more of what I was eating. I realized what foods work just specifically for me, for my body type. And now I don't do crazy diets anymore because that did mess up my hormone levels. That's why the doctor was telling me that it's really optimal now just to eat a little bit of everything and keep active at least 30, 45 minutes every other 2 days or every other day. But he goes, with you, meaning me, he's like, a lot of the 40-year-olds that I get, or even guys in their mid 30s and 20s, they have such low testosterone levels that it's of a 90-year-old man. And they don't have, like,
Shoot.
yeah, they don't have any strength. They don't have any, they
I,
can't retain any muscle mass.
yeah, I
And
think
mhm,
working out, going to the gym definitely helps you out, man. Like
yeah,
it kind of keeps your whole body going. You build more testosterone like naturally. At least that's what I
exactly.
think.
No,
Because
no,
you are
exactly.
lifting, so your body's like
Hmm.
constantly asking for more. I don't know,
Right.
nutrients and stuff.
Yeah, no, no, it's true. And then, so that's why I was just like, and he would show me pictures of these guys that would come in, and he's like, "Look, this guy, exactly your age, overweight. He was fit at one point, but he let himself go. Obviously, no excuses, but there are people that do have some diseases that, you know, it's not their fault. But some people do let themselves go. But
Yeah,
I was like, that's what I was always afraid of. I was like, you know what? Even though I'm injured now, I could still squat. I mean, I can't use my arm right now, but I mean, I could just do the bare minimum. So that's what kept me going, and I was always watching a lot of motivational stuff, and that's what kept me going. But I would have lost my
yeah,
I was mind if like, I didn't that's have what I was always afraid of. I was like, you know what?
strong
Even
will.
though I'm injured now, looking up to people that I thought that I could admire or even close friends. But yeah, it would. I think I would have been really depressed. And I felt like a little bit started to kick in, but then I kind of like brushed it off, and I said, "No, this is like it's not normal.
Like
It's not me." So you know,
depression.
yeah, I just started
Yeah,
like I for some reason it just felt like I was always the type to get up really early in the morning, and I went up from getting at 5:30 in the morning almost every day to like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Why am I getting up so late now?" And then it was just a drag the whole day, and then I was
Y-
like, no, this is. I just sat down one day and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm doing
y-
something wrong.
yeah, and I feel like we all go through that. And if you
Hmm.
want to put it in a like astrological sense,
Hmm.
there is like planetary alignments that put you, depending on what what you have, if you want to think about it that way. But I
Right.
feel like it's very important that we keep and pushing ourselves, constantly telling ourselves that we got to do better. We have to get
Hmm.
up. We have to like try, because that's what pushes us to evolve, right?
Yeah.
Even there's the saying that how's it go? even at your worst times or moments, that's when you gotta try the hardest or you gotta do
Oh
your
yeah,
best work.
it's
So I
true.
feel like even when you feel like that, it's very important to push yourself and you know, get going.
Yeah, so that's why I just remember that one day I was just like, wait a minute, I was retracing my steps, and I was just wasting too much time, just watching movies late at night, and I was going to sleep late, and then I was like, all right, let me cut this out. Like, I'm not gaining anything doing this. So then a couple of days later, I was like, all right,
So we
And he's
lost
gone.
we lost connection with AJ.
He got the Batman signal. He had to go rescue people.
Oh man. Hopefully he connects again. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, if there's any questions you guys want to ask, I can't see who's on the live because I have my computer tied to the live and then my phone as well. So I don't know. If anybody wants to ask questions, or if AJ you want some tarot, or if you and you want some tarot, I can pull you some.
I'm running on 5 to 6 minutes. My lunch is almost done. It goes by super quick, especially when you're having a good time.
I know.
So, I mean, I don't mind if you're cool with that. It would be much appreciated. I don't want to jump the line. I know AJ always is curious to know about his Jancy.
I know.
Respectfully. But
Are you here, AJ? See, he
I thought
disconnected.
yeah, no, I thought I saw him like come back on and then it disconnected again.
Yeah, there's he's probably having like signal issues with his
Yeah.
cell phone or something like that. Oh, there he is. His screen is dark, but I can still tell when he connects.
Yeah. Madeline says I only see two. So I guess yeah, AJ still doesn't show up or wanna.
I can see AJ. Are
Oh,
you
okay.
here, AJ? AJ. See, he's right there.
Yeah, I see him, but I can't hear him.
Unmute, bro. Unmute. Um, Let me see what I can get for you, Ed, and then because you're on the, you know, Nine of Cups, my bro.
Again,
Um,
yeah, waiting for that 10th cup, which is me coming to the rescue.
no, it's Knight, the Knight of Cups. So this is
Oh,
an invitation, a date, getting closer to someone. This is to me the Knight is like um like emotional, like an emotional connection that is about to happen or is happening at the moment, and it's transformative, so it's like it's happening, right? So as you go it'll grow. So I think there's something exciting coming over to you, like there's somebody that is going to connect with you emotionally pretty soon.
okay.
So this is like a date. Look at that with the Empress. So yeah, there's definitely something new happening in love with you pretty soon. With the Empress here, it's definitely growth. Um, there's a very attractive lady here for you. It's definitely growth. It's like a new adventure here, and the Empress brings a lot of growth, and um, I do have the 501s as well. So there's like a lot of people in between y'all too. I don't know. Is it? Hold on. Do I have an echo?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So I do have the 501s, and what that tells me is there's a lot of internal conflict, or or they could be people around you guys where it's kind of difficult to come together. But I don't feel like it's gonna be an issue for y'all. Let me see what this 501s is. Oh, too many. So I feel like there's a for the beginning of the relationship here. I think there's like what would be like external factors when for you guys to come together. Um, there's gonna be like obstacles here, but I feel like possibilities of growth are here. I don't know how. I don't know if you have patience when it comes to like someone or love, and
I mean, personally, I am a patient person, but it gets to the point where
yeah,
frustration may build up, just being honest.
yeah,
The tendency, especially as you see a match in the connection, excuse me, or you see things developing, then, on my end, I feel like curious what is going to happen next, or the tendency to just want to reconnect again, because the energy just feels too good.
yeah.
So that's where I feel like a slight conflict.
hmm So I have intimacy with this connection, sexual chemistry, and reminiscing. Is what this card says.
Mm.
I know you can't see it because I don't have autofocus. I keep forgetting to turn it on. And pets, getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. I don't know what that means, but um, yeah, I definitely feel like there's something happening for you. I think it's gonna be a little complicated um, when it comes to the relationship, but I think it's like obstacles that you can overcome if you have patience. Okay, but I feel like it is gonna test you, especially with the five of wands. There's some people that don't have the patience, or like they're not willing to wait. I don't know.
It makes sense, and I'm gonna have to go in a little bit, but basically, it sounds more like that Telemundo situation
Yeah.
because I have an update, and I'll share it. So basically, we were supposed to meet this week, but since I got sick, it
hmm
didn't develop. So I still was planning to hopefully today, make it happen. So yesterday I sent a message and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry for not communicating and basically not following through. This is not me. I just wanted to let you know that I was sick." Anyways, she's a very polite, full person and very respectful. She said it was fine. Um, she herself is sick as well. She has some issues with her back or whatnot. So she's seeing a chiropractor, getting therapy, and all this and that. So I just found it super interesting how I feel like the communication. I want to say it's growing, but in a sense of like we connect or we contact each other a little bit more often. Although she's busy, I'm busy, but basically um she opened up a little bit more, and it doesn't surprise me because I don't know what it is about me that people just open up like they feel. I always get this, damn Ed, I feel like I've known you since forever. Like it's easy for me to just open up and share personal stuff,
Yeah.
and now it doesn't shock me. Like when I hear, I'm like, oh, it's okay, no worries.
It's
um
funny you say that. Before you go, like, I want you to hear this out.
yeah.
The whole, reason why your intuition is, pretty high, pretty elevated nowadays. And the reason why people are comfortable speaking to you or opening up to you, it's because you might have some sort of gift that you're not aware of. You could be like a healer, and with stuff like that, it's like it's up to you if you want to choose to like pursue the gift or not. But usually when people like open up to you and people are like come up to you and are comfortable with you without even knowing you, it's because you have that you know that light.
Yeah, and you know what, I'm very humble. A lot of people don't know me, but I'm very humble. I am very loving. I'm very caring. I love to help others. That's why I am thankful and grateful to God for putting me once again in the career I am, because I'm out there helping these poor foster kids, that I don't know, their parents were just unfortunate to not know how to raise them and whatnot. So, anyways, I feel that God has gifted me that light or gift that you've mentioned, and I've actually heard it from a healer in Mexico. I think I already mentioned this in the first live, but basically, when I took a trip out there, my cousins were like, "Hey, she knows pretty much like how to read people. She can give you guidance." And at this time, I was with my Leo ex. I keep saying Leo ex. I know you guys, because you're a
No, it's
Leo,
all good. It's all
don't
good.
like that. I
No,
mean,
no,
no
no.
disrespect, no
I have a
disrespect.
Virgo ex too, just so you know.
It's all good, but basically, I was almost 3 years with her, and well, things didn't went through or go through, right? But this healer was like, "Hey, you're not gonna last with her." I'm like, "You're full of crap." And she's like, "No, I'm serious. You're gonna start seeing the X, Y, and Z." And I kid you not, I stood in her house for about, shoot, 4 or 5 hours. It got to a point she's like, "Oh my God, ya es la hora de la comida. I gotta cook for my family, and I can't believe time has run so much or whatnot." And so, Taurus. So basically, yeah, she just told me, Ed or Edgar, like, you just don't know this, but ever since you walked into my home, I sense that you have those good vibes, good energy, and you have a healing or gift. Like, there's something that you have, that you're there to help others. You're here to make a difference in life. And I'll never forget the moment that one night, because I wanted to pursue law enforcement, right? I think I mentioned this already. I tried it, I tried it, I tried it. I kept doing the test, I kept joining the pre-academy, all this other stuff, and it didn't come into fruition. And so one day I just was out of frustration, I go to bed and I say my prayers, and I said, "God, if you're giving me this signal or this sign to not pursue law enforcement, then show me the way. Like, lead me. Put me in the position like one of your disciples to do what I'm meant to be. Why'd you put me on this planet or earth, or in this journey, however you want to say it?" And so out of nowhere, here I am. Now it's within time, it's like, oh shoot, this is why it's happening. This is like, it's funny because I tend to, here and there, I'll be honest, I'll talk to Doris, my sister. I call her my sister because she's like I'm the oldest, so I never had like an older sister. But the funny part is because I'm older than her, right? But she does give me a lot of spiritual guidance, or a little smack in the head, like, "What are you doing?" or whatever. But with that said, I forgot what I was gonna say. But basically,
About a
oh, the
sign, you wanted a
awakening.
sign.
So yeah, as Doris has told me, like, Ed, it sounds like you're having an awakening. Like, I do sense like you have a spiritual gift or whatnot. Maybe you're starting to have that other awakening where your third eye, or you're starting to open up and see a lot more. Excuse me. And so I'm a big believer in that. I pray on it too. If God has gifted me this, or the universe, to allow me to to work on it, and allow that light to be shed on other people. If I've always said it, and I have a big ass heart, if I'm here to help other, I can't fix people, right? I can't. No one can. But basically, if we're here as guidance or light, show me the way. I'm here to be there for them.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely see that in you, dude. Like every time we text or we talk and you interact with pretty much anybody here on the live, I can definitely sense that even from far away.
From
It's
a
like
far distance.
yeah. So um, dude, if it's something that you really enjoy and appreciate, you should just continue being yourself, and I think that's who you should be, and embrace that side of you and the fact that people like connecting to you. So, you know,
Sorry, I had to clock in back into work, but I'm here. I mean, as long as I don't have to go, I'll be here in the chisme. People are enjoying it. Certain people. We got about 5 people on here.
I don't want you
I
to.
don't want.
I
No,
don't
I don't
want you
want
to
to
get in
take.
trouble, bro.
You're good. You're good, bro. Trust me. I got what, an hour and a half to go. So about this time, it's not too busy. But
Okay.
I don't want to take much of the time too, because I don't want to be hogging up. I know I just came in and said, "Hey, I'm on my lunch soon, so why not have another session of the Virgo Bros?" And I'm over here taking over. It sounds like the Ed Show, and poor Age is just there sitting in the dark counting
No,
mosquitoes.
he's the main dude right now. In a little bit, like we're gonna interview AJ. We're gonna ask a bunch of questions. I'm sure there's people here with questions. But yeah, I mean, are you here, AJ? Can you hear? Say something, bro.
I guess not.
Are you on mute?
Probably.
I hear you.
But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to touch back on the general or the read you just did. So yeah, it's interesting. Very on point. Like I said, she was open. She's starting to open up a little bit more, and she
Yeah.
was a little bit bummed out. She's like, "Oh yeah, I've been going through pain and I have therapy," but I found it very, you know how you say in Spanish, curioso, like very cute in a way, where she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh, although we haven't had that
Can
coffee
you hear me
moment."
now?
Yeah, we hear you. I guess not. But yeah,
She
she
might
was
be having
saying,
like connection issues. But yeah, go ahead.
oh, so she was just saying like, oh, although we haven't gotten to that point of actually being able to meet, now it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be like end of 5 coffee dates or whatnot. I was like, oh shit, okay, bring it. Um, and then she told me she's like, I'm going on vacation Friday night, so unfortunately I won't be able to meet today. But however, once I come back from my week, she's taking a 1 week vacation. Once I come back, we'll reconnect or we'll connect and we'll pursue it. Like we'll move forward with that. So I like that. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as I feel like she's obviously busy. She has her things going on. So we'll see how that happens. And so today, oh, she told me she called off work because of how bad her pain was. And I just
Wait,
wanted to
her back
show
pain
that,
or what type of pain?
yeah, her back
Oh,
pain. Yeah, so she's like, "Oh, I had to take time off, and I have therapy. So once again, like I cannot make the coffee date tomorrow. But once I come back
damn.
from my trip, from vacation, then yeah, we'll reconnect and we'll move forward with that." I'm like, okay. And so today I thought about it. I'm like, oh shit, why not send her like some flowers and then just let her know that I care. I'm here to be like more support and wish her well on her vacation. So
Oh, she got another batch of flowers.
yeah, she did.
Oh,
Damn.
nice.
So it was. Oh my god, I'm like smiling.
Rich people problems, Rigo.
Shoot.
She
Oh man.
So I did that. What is it called? Costco same day delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Costco has really nice
Oh,
flowers.
nice.
So I was like, it has to happen tonight. I'm a like very open, romantic person too. When I like someone or whatever,
Mhm.
like I'm gonna invest in that person. So I didn't mind it. I did that. I wrote the notes and everything. Luckily, I don't know why, but I'm telling you, I've been blessed. Like this Insta card person that they assigned to, who's gonna have tissue, a bow, and cards in their car? Like your task is go
Oh,
to the store, get the stuff, and deliver it, and that's it. And I'm telling you, I got so damn lucky. I sent a message to the chick, and I was like, "Hey, just do me a favor, get all red roses. And if you have a napkin or something, just write this message." She's like, "Don't worry, I got you." It was my cousin's birthday last week. I have a bow, I have cards, and I have I don't know what else she said in my card. I got you.
What?
I was like, woo, solid.
damn.
So I tipped her well. She did a good job. So she gets to the place. She's like, "Hey, I was told by security I cannot access that building." I was like, "Ah, shoot." So I told her, like, you know what? Based on the first delivery, Amazon said that they had to leave it at the mailroom. And so I kind of gave her some orientation. I was like, I'm not familiar with the area, with the building, but I'm gonna give you the instruction that Amazon followed. Anyways, long story short, she was able to deliver it. The most funny and interesting part is that she said that she herself went down. They called her to go to the lobby, and she handed it directly to her. She
Oh,
says,
nice.
"You made the best impression because she was smiling, and I can tell she's a happy woman tonight." And I was like,
Damn.
"Whoa, okay." And I kid you not, I screen recorded it. I went back to Instagram, and I see her typing a message as soon as the order showed complete, and bam. I even I'm gonna see if I can tilt it and I'll share it with all of you. Um,
Yo quería las azules. Estas no me gustan. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine. Down.
so right away, this is that's what she had said. I don't know if you guys can read it or see it.
I can't really see it, but 'cause I
No,
have a small screen. I'm sure, like on the phone, people will be able to zoom in.
but anyways, it said, did you send me flowers to the lobby? It says that some guy by the name of Ed sent them.
Some
And then
guy.
she's like, yeah, well, it's para un tal Ed. She said it in Spanish. She talks to me in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Already in Spanish. So she's like, paisano, hay flores en el lobby y dicen que son para mí de un tal Ed. ¿Son tuyas? Like, are they yours? And then she's like, a ver, ¿qué me mandaste? Descríbelas. Ha, ha, ha. So what did you send me? Describe them. Laugh aloud. Si no son las que recibiré, si no son tuyas, no las recibiré. So if they're not from you,
Damn.
I'm not gonna accept them. She's like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
So then she sent a voice message, and I was like, whoa, like now she's actually taking the initiative to actually go take it another level.
No.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear it, but let me play it.
Ay, paisano, no te hubieras molestado, no te estás gastando de esa manera. O sea, te lo súper agradezco, pero qué pena contigo, la verdad. Tan hermosas, muchísimas gracias. Y gracias por los buenos deseos de mis vacaciones, con que no me den la espalda, todo está bajo control. Y a mi regreso, claro que sí, queda pendiente el cafecito, ¿ok? Ándale, pues un fuerte abrazo y nuevamente gracias por las flores. Estaban muy bonito, muy buen gusto tienes. Gracias. Cuídate. Hasta luego.
Oh.
Damn, bro, it's
Speaking of
like,
her, she's typing right now.
what?
Damn,
Watch
she
it,
has
bro.
like she has that Araceli Arambula voice.
Yeah.
So that's my experience so far, and so
Wow. Nice.
yeah, she just messaged right now. There it is.
Damn.
Damn,
Talk
bro.
about being connected, you know. But that's cool, man. I think when it comes to love, you have to like, you know, show that you're interested. You know.
The only thing is that I remember Rico telling you last time, just be careful with not letting a girl get used to constantly getting gifts.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
I know.
then,
He
you know?
mentions,
Mhm.
yeah, he did mention something about her liking those gestures or expensive
Yeah,
stuff.
the
And I mean, who
expensive
doesn't,
stuff.
you know?
True.
I'll be honest, you know, like who doesn't? I love expensive stuff, but that's why I bust my ass. You know, I work my 10-hour
True.
shifts. If I can do overtime, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's what's going on.
I mean, it's
So
just it's flowers. I think it's definitely like something romantic, and
Yeah.
it definitely shows. It definitely shows that you're interested in her. Like if you were to like get her an iPhone and other
oh no.
stuff, I'll be like, yo, bro, no,
The
yeah.
15 is coming out.
Nah.
I have my credit card on hand right now.
No, you know what? I've been through that already, and I know what to look out for. What are those red flags or indicators? And um, no, I'm done with that. Like, I'm not gonna. I know how to give, but it comes from the heart. And I told her in the message I
Right.
sent her, I said, look, I know it's not a big thing, but although it's small, but it's the gesture that counts. And
Right.
I just told her too, once you come back, prepare yourself. You know, we're gonna go celebrate my birthday. And right now, just at the preview that came through, I read that she's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go celebrate." So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying the energy, like Rigo said one day. Um, I'm gonna do, obviously, the universe tests us, so it's ultimately how much can we, I
Endure.
don't know. Yeah, exactly. Endure, appreciate, and move forward with. Um, I don't know. It doesn't really surprise me because I'm gonna be honest. I don't consider myself a freaking Ken doll or guy, like best, como se dice, like the best looking guy out there in the universe. But I, someone once told me it doesn't matter. Like it's not all about the looks. It's what you have in here. It's the heart. It's the
Hmm.
way
Yeah,
you carry yourself, your personality. Excuse me. So
I
that was
definitely
it,
believe
bro.
in that, and knowing that she's been through, I guess, a lot. She definitely appreciates the type of person you are, and
Yeah.
bringing that honesty and that true heart into it. It's how girls catch feelings. So keep doing your
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So, anyways, on my novela, my soap opera with that celebrity chick, but so far so good. I can't complain despite of all the situations at home. I mean, we get hit with curveballs, as I say. Life is a roller
Right.
coaster. So, as long as you don't allow yourself to fall, and if you fall, it's okay. Pick yourself up. Um, we're good. So I'll end on that. On that note, I'm here. I appreciate all of you guys. Um, I love this channel. I'll say it again. I'm very grateful and I'm thankful for Rigo and everybody that's here. I consider everyone that comes into this channel family. That's why I'm very open. Like I don't mind it. I'll tell you, like, hey, I think I got COVID. Not so long ago, when I said, and hey, you know what? I consider you guys family. I lost my uncle, the of cancer that was in Texas, and then a week ago I lost another uncle. So despite of all the good moments, I'm trying to enjoy them, endure them. But there's been also some sadness and um, other negative factors, behind closed doors. But here I am, like I said, I'm here for you guys. If there's something I can do, a little bit of contribution here and there, I don't mind it. I know Rigo. I'll say this in life now. In the life, I'm very thankful for what he did. For that Smile Train Association or Foundation. That's a big thing, and I know Rigo has a big old heart. So big kudos to him for what he did. Hopefully, we can continue to contribute every day. Just do an impact, like make an impact in someone's life. I tend to do it here and there. I'm not gonna pop my collar or record myself doing it, but something simple. You see a homeless guy that's starving, go to a McDonald's or give him $1, little burger or something.
Yeah.
There's somebody that needs your assistance, lend a hand. So
Hmm.
that's what life is about. Pay it forward, and that's who I am. I'm very humble. I'm loving. I'm caring. If there's something I can do for you, I'm here. And so I just wanted to share that with everyone. And once again, I'm very thankful and grateful for Rigo, for everybody here. For Anna, I see her; she's on here sometimes too. Alex, Vero. I'll go on with shout outs. AJ, he's also we communicate here and there.
Yeah.
Joe, um, Ruby Woo. It's sad that she had to leave for a short amount of time. She felt a little bit uncomfortable or whatever, but I'm glad that she came back. There's moments where we do kind of need our distance, but in a
Oh yeah.
nutshell, I'm thankful for everyone, and
Thanks,
I'm
bro.
running out
Appreciate that.
of
You
my
know,
voice. This is killing me.
that means a
The
lot to
stupid
me.
COVID.
And honestly, like I still gotta make the video, but it's like doing things for people, or just having that big heart and doing things just because that's who you are. In my case, that's who I am, and I don't expect anything back. Like I
Right.
literally I forgot that I donated money. So it's like, I'm definitely thinking of like other, how to help other I don't know, like associations, or contribute around here in Colorado, and around the world, as I go and as the channel grows. And then obviously we're gonna have to like suck it up and watch a couple commercials, and you know hopefully I'm able to like help out more people and kids or even pets. So I mean that's the whole idea, like that's the whole thing. My vision is just to help out, and you know I'm like as well. I'm like super thankful that ever since I met you and AJ and pretty much everybody here has been like super super cool. Like I really don't feel alone in this, journey with the channel. Is like, damn, I have so much support, and I'm also thankful for y'all. Like super thankful.
You're very welcome. And I know sometimes it's a little bit difficult on your side, with Papa Junior, especially when he's out there uh, pouring all the detergent in the lavadoras, and you're like, hey, give me a second or whatnot, But hey, we're here, bro. We hear you. So do your thing. We're here to support you and your channel. So we love
Yeah,
Papa Junior
definitely.
too.
Yeah, he's over there knocking on the door. I don't know. He's all hyper. So I'm gonna tell him to just chill for a little bit.
I don't know if anyone wants to ask questions. I mean, I'm telling you, my shift is pretty chill at the end of the night. So, I mean, I can stick around until I gotta say I'm out. I'm out. I don't, like I said, it seems like it's my show, and I feel bad because originally it was gonna be just AJ, and here I am,
Oh no, no,
just
no,
butting in.
not at all. No, the more people, the better. No big deal.
All right,
Appreciate that.
so let's
Damn, Papa Junior's trying to serve a
Come on,
warrant.
bro, open the door.
Open it.
I can't see the chat.
hold on. I'm gonna open the door because he wants his.
No, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna open the door. Just give me a sec, all right?
yeah. Go ahead, do your thing.
He's probably gonna come in and like mess everything up, but y'all talk. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Go ahead. All right, AJ, it's your turn. I'm done enough talking that my throat is hella dry now.
So I grew up in it. No, yeah, I think since the last reading, it looks like um, yeah, she's definitely going through more stuff. I get a credit at the gym on my account, and then
Mhm.
I could use a little bit of that to help her out because I know she helps out her fam, and then it's even though it's like $40 a month, but that adds up. So I sent her the receipt yesterday. Or was it the day before? I think the day before. I'm sorry, but it was kind of late because I decided to work a little later than usual, and I was like, oh, I'll just send her the receipt so she knows she's covered. And then the receipts shows that she's covered until December, so a
Mhm.
couple of months. And she opened the message, and she was like, "Oh my god, until December." She's like, "Oh," and then she's like, "What are you doing up? It's late." It was like 11:30
Mhm.
because she goes to sleep early. And she was like, "Oh, my phone was ringing, and they woke me up." I was like, "Oh." She's like, "No, don't worry, it's okay." But she sent me like a kissing emoji with a hug, and she wrote in Spanish, "Descanse, es muy tarde."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Okay, thanks, you too." But the way she's responding, that's when I know there's a lot more going on than usual. So I don't ask her. So she just finds the time and she'll be like, "Hey, can you talk for a few minutes?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. Let's talk." And then she'll tell me like, "Oh, my sister, the usual." But what's weird is that here's an aunt acting like she's the mother, and the mother is not doing her motherly work. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what's a little puzzling to me. I'm sure it happens a lot in most families, but this is just one of those situations where you're just like, damn. So
Are
that's why
you
I'm so. Uh-huh.
is it getting to you? Like is it
Oh no!
getting
Look,
you frustrated?
I think that's why. No, no, not at all. I think that's why she's always so surprised that she's like, how? She's like, how you doing? How's everything? Oh my God! The usual, just keeping busy working. And then I would ask her how she's doing, and she was like, ugh, don't let me get started. So then that's when I know that it's deeper than she wants to tell me. But I don't expect her to give me personal details or anything like that. But she even acknowledged that the last time we spoke was a couple of days ago, and she was like, that's why I'm so lucky to have you here because you only send me one message, you call me once, and I'm busy. It's not that I don't want to talk, but you don't send like 15, 20 messages. You leave me 30 missed calls. I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. I'm respectful of people's time. I said, so whenever you're free, you call and then you send me a message and we talk. But I don't send a message and be like, hey, are you there? What's going on? Are you talking to somebody else? Like, I can't do it. But the fact that she mentioned that this is like the third time already, because I'm sure I was like, those people that you said you consider friends would always bother you because you wouldn't respond to them, I guess, at a reasonable time. And she was like, yeah, that's why I kind of disappeared for a while and I blocked a lot of people. She was like, look, I don't even use Instagram like that anymore. I only talk to you. And it's true because she has zero posts, zero followers, and she just follows a bunch of pages. But the fact that she posted that fake picture and it's not her hand, and I'm just like, okay, I see what she did there. But other than that, it's it's fine. I mean, I don't. I think anybody else would get frustrated because they figure like, oh, I know her for such and such amount of time, and I put so much effort into it, and all I get is like breadcrumbs. But I don't. I never looked at it like that, and I never confronted her and be like, oh, how come you always give me one word answers? Or only when you're in a good mood, we talk for hours and hours, and then you disappear, and then you come back, and then it's like your family, and then you tell me you want to go out, but then you can't. But no, it's all right. I mean, I think she
It's
knows.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like
Uh-huh.
you know, like reading tarot, like you pick up the energy, and
Yeah.
like I said, I told you a lot of times this is
Hmm.
gonna definitely test you. I get frustrated sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn. But I mean, it's a whole different. I mean, you're different. I don't know. It seems like you have a lot of patience, even the way you project yourself towards others, the way you talk,
Hmm.
the way you're always talking here to people when they come and ask questions, and when someone is going through something, the way you break it down and you give
Right.
advice. It seems like you're a very chill person, um, and I gotta give you kudos, bro, because sometimes I have no chill.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if it was.
We have our days.
Yeah, if it was like if it was me, I'd be like, oh man, I'll on to the next one. Like
Yeah.
But I mean, just keep being there for her. But remember what I said is going to test your whole, you
Oh
know.
yeah, no, for sure.
There's definitely something that she's going through, and it kind of sucks that people have to go through that, right? Especially the ones that we're like interested on.
Yeah.
But it's life, you know. Nobody has a perfect life, and
No, of
there's
course
stuff
not.
we got to take care of. So
Yeah, because the last time I saw her, when I gave her the AirPods that I was telling you guys about,
yeah,
she actually was crying and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm putting you through this, and I didn't want you to see me like this." And you could genuinely see her emotions, like she was pouring everything out.
yeah.
And we were gonna go to the gym that day, and she was like, "Shoot, let's just go get something to eat." She was like, "It's on me." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna let you pay. That's crazy." And so we went to get some breakfast. We were laughing the whole time, but I could still see it in her face that she was bothered by all that situation at home,
Mhm.
and probably overwhelming at work too. But at least from what she was telling me, that her boss is really nice to her. She pays for her Uber rides to work, which is nice. It's not that far of a distance from her house, maybe like 15 minutes. So, but she's a good worker, so that's why her boss is good to her.
Yeah.
And that's why I was telling her, I see that you don't give your time to just random people. And of course, you're a beautiful woman. You always get attention, but you block people. And she's like, "Yeah, I noticed ever since I met you that you told me that you noticed that about me." I was like, "Yeah," because even when I approached, you kind of were putting up a wall. Like, what's this guy trying to do? And then, as time progressed and you got to know me, then you like, okay, I could open up a little bit. Or even if I do like him, I don't want to tell him right away.
Mhm.
And she started laughing and she admitted that. Yeah, that's why
All right.
she was like, she asked me, she's like, "Oh, quick question." I was like, "All right, depends how quick, but go ahead." She's like, "You think over a year of getting to know someone, you could actually fall in love with that person?" I was like, "You're asking me about you or just in general?" And then she laughs, she puts her head down, and she was like, "Oh, if you want to take it that way, then yeah, what about you?" "Oh, it took me
Oh,
6 months," I said. She was like, "6 months?" She's like, "With me?" But she was pretending like she didn't know. She was just playing dumb. I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I already knew." I mean, it does take 6 months to a year, but for me, it was 6 months. She was like, "Wow, okay, that sounds good." And I was like, "What about you?" And she was like, "Oh, I knew after a year." I was like, "Oh, so it's been a year." She's like, "Well, I've known you for two already, so you do the math."
What the?
And I'm like, "So you've been in love for the past 2 years?" She's like, "Oh, is it gonna rain tomorrow?" She's
Damn.
switching
So
the
there's
subject
like,
right away. Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, we've known each other for 2 years, but the first year I was practically seeing her almost every day.
Mm,
And then there was like that gap because her sister moved in with her. She was going back and forth from work with her. Her brother came in to visit. He was here for like 3, 4 months. We would talk on the phone, but we weren't able to see each other. And she would joke around saying, "Don't go run off and get married on me." I'm like, "Why would I do that?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know. I had a bad dream one day." that you did, and I'm like, oh damn, that's a first. So she told me this like 6 months ago, and she was like, "Oh, I was afraid that you're not gonna talk to me anymore, because I was telling you I was having all these problems at home." And then when she mentioned, she didn't want to mention the guy by name, but the ex that was bothering her, she even changed her number. And she was like, I think at some point he was making fake profiles on Instagram and sending friend requests. And she was like, I knew it was him right away. So I just went on a blocking spree. She's like, that's one of the main reasons that I stayed away from social media. I was like, yeah, I noticed that a long time ago. And now you don't post anything. She's like, I really don't want to use it like that anymore. She's like, I only talk to you anyway, and other extended family, and that's about it. And then she was like, oh, finally I haven't heard from him in a long time. And then suddenly he starts hitting me up. I don't know. I don't know what he thinks, but she's like, I would never. She's like, at least I'm speaking for me. I wouldn't want to go back with someone that stabbed me that bad and thinking that, oh, because it wasn't, the grass wasn't green on the other side. So he thinks he could easily come back, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, with open arms. And then that's when she apologized. She's like, you don't even deserve to hear this. She's like, I'm just sorry. I'm just letting you know what was going on. I didn't want you to think crazy thoughts or have crazy thoughts. I'm like, no, I know the type of person that you are. I said, so that never really crossed my mind. And she was like, what really crossed my mind was that since you constantly get attention so much that I was gonna lose you completely. And I'm like, why? Just because the women at work? I said, those are my coworkers. Half of them are married. The other half are pretty old. Well, I'm old myself. But and she's like, yeah, but you don't see how they stare. And then when I'm walking around with you, they look me up up and down. I'm like, really? I never noticed it. Actually, I did notice it once, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say anything. So, yeah, that's basically what's been going on right now. But I know she's been losing a lot of sleep because she stays up at night, either wondering like, should she change jobs or move out of that house or help her sister. It's just a bunch of stuff going on, but she just kept saying, "Oh, I'm so grateful that you're still here." She's like, "I can't even believe it."
I think she's still healing from something.
Yeah,
But um, there's a lot going on with her for sure,
yeah,
and you know, you gotta respect that and give her the space and the time. And you're doing an amazing job with her as well as as far as like having patience and being supportive and all that. You know,
hmm
so she definitely sees that.
yeah. Even if moral support is all you can give for the time being until things get a lot better, then it'll progress from there. But for now, this is why you have to respect people's time. And if you have so much love for someone, you don't want to just constantly remind them, oh, what about tomorrow? Can I see you the next day? What about next week? What about the following? That's just gonna push them away.
Yeah, I definitely think that. Well, I think it depends on the situation, right? I feel
Right.
like in her, what's going on with her, it's kind of difficult. And I do feel like she does need that space, but um, I mean, how do you like? What do you where do you see yourself? Like, do you see yourself with her in the future?
I was actually thinking about that 2 nights ago,
Uh huh.
and based on the qualities that she has, and
Yeah.
the qualities that I've seen, certain people that I've dealt with, I'm like, I could, I could wait, and I could see myself with her, but I don't want to force anything,
Right.
So that's why I'm being patient. I'm doing my thing. I'm keeping busy, working,
Yeah.
and like I was telling Ed before, um, at my gym, he goes to the gym where I go, and since they know me there, they always give me credit because I always pay ahead.
Hmm.
So then I helped her out with her account until December, and I sent her that receipt 2 nights ago, but it was a little late at night, and she sent me a message saying, "Oh, I saw a message. I didn't think it was you," and I opened it, and I noticed that you sent me the receipt from the gym, and you covered it until December. And she was so happy, but I kind of picture her getting all teary, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's late. What are you doing up? You should go to sleep." I'm like, "Yeah, I just came to work out. It was kind of late. I wanted to clear my head, but I'm on my way now." And then in Spanish, it goes, "Okay, descanse." And I told her the same thing. But I know when she responds with like kind of like one word answers like that, she's responsive, but she'll give me like one word answers sometimes. Or if she talks, when she's in a talkative mood, she'll just talk, and you have to cut her off. But now that's what I noticed, that there's a lot more going, and you could tell she wants to get it all out, but she just doesn't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
And she just probably wants to be like, "Oh, it's been a while. I gotta see you. I gotta tell you so much." But that's why I'm just, laying back, cool, calm, collected, like I was telling you guys. And then, because eventually she's gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Let's meet up." Because when it gets overwhelming for her, I guess, or a certain amount of time passes, she'll just look for an excuse to meet up.
Yeah. Just give her some time, see where it goes, and I mean, you do have the opportunity to pretty much date others, right? Like, but it's you're willing to like wait for her. So I think, I mean, if you feel like your heart is with her, then just fight for her. I would. Chris is just, I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if you guys can hear him.
I could hear him.
Uh,
Yeah. Mhm.
um, yeah, my nephew and my niece are here, so he's going nuts. Anyways, so and then what's going on with you, bro? Like, have you heard about the job or anything?
No, funny. Yeah, funny you mentioned. Um, I think because of the holiday now, Labor Day weekend, everybody's busy,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping within the next week or so.
Sorry, Chris is just out of control. Um, But yeah, I mean, what do you guys do you guys have any plans for the weekend?
I'm just gonna work on the house. Nothing special.
Okay, cool, cool. I have a long weekend. Well, I worked today, but I only worked like 4 hours or so because I had physical therapy at 8 in the morning, and
Oh,
then
right.
um I came home and I was like, I'm gonna get on YouTube Live and do all these readings, and I got home and I laid down. And I was like, ugh. But I went to the gym,
Mm.
did arms,
Oh, nice.
and
Let's see those guns.
I was doing, bro. I was doing legs, and I almost got a crap out. I'm going home. I came back home. I was like, no, I can't do this. I'm just not hydrated enough, and but I know you work
Mm.
out every day, right?
AJ
Well,
does.
4 times a week at least.
4 times a week. You
That's
don't
what I
mind,
was
right?
doing. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
was
the
doing my
most
best.
the most is 4 days.
Yeah, I was trying to knock in at least 3 to 4 times. So I would do my days off. So I'm off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I work the 4 10s, so my week starts Wednesday and leads all the way to Saturday. So I
Mhm.
would go Sundays in the morning, and then Monday, Tuesday, and it's hard. Sometimes I'll alternate either a Wednesday or a Thursday, but for the most part, at least 3 times a week. But with this COVID situation,
Definitely the
I'm trying to
mornings
take it
are
easy. What's that?
definitely the mornings are better.
I couldn't hear you, AJ. I don't know if you're disconnecting again. Yeah, he's gone.
Um,
Your
Here.
signal's cutting off.
Oh, my sister's here.
What about now?
Oh yeah, you're good. Sorry, what you were saying?
Yeah, I just hear echo. No, I'm saying in the mornings is the best time.
Yeah, that's what I like, especially because I work the afternoon, right? So my shift is from 1 p.m. all the way to 11. So as soon as you get up, you just I don't know, I feel like you have the proper energy and you just it leads to a good rest of the day, like it hypes
Mhm.
you up. You have got all that um energy and those like what do you call that? You were saying it earlier, like testosterone levels are like hyped and whatnot, they're boosted and you're just in a better mood.
Mhm. Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm anxious to go back. I miss going to the gym. It shifts your mood, and like I said, if it does make a big impact, it makes you feel like a different person. At least for me, sometimes my days are a little bit stressful, especially when we got these probation
Right.
kids calling in over stupid stuff, and they try to cuss you out, and you just got to remain professional,
Mhm.
or just people that are cuckoo, but it does mess with your mental health or it stresses you out. But you go to the gym, lift those weights, stairmaster, cardio, even
Oh,
something simple, bro, like push-ups, sit-ups, and you're drenched in sweat, and you're like, I'm releasing all those toxic, toxic, and stressors.
Yeah, I definitely use the gym for therapy. It helps me out a
Yeah,
lot.
that's good,
Definitely
man.
helps me out. Cope. I actually, like when I got injured, I heard about the old meat diet, like the carnivore diet, and I've been eating nothing but steak. Me and Chris have been eating a lot of meat, and that's because I heard that it's good for your joints and stuff like that. So I've gained a lot of weight, but I've gained a
it
lot of
is.
muscle as well. So yeah, it's
Uh,
breaking up.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you, AJ.
Oh.
What are you listening to, Rigo? I see you punchies over there.
Oh,
No, no, I had. This is how I hear you guys. Usually I
Oh,
gotta mute it because Chris is playing music, and I don't
mm.
want to get like copyrighted since I'm actually monetized. So,
We can't even hear it, Rigo. So
yeah, I
oh,
can't hear
okay.
you're
anything.
good. I just hear Chinito Pacas and then Tres Doritos después, and I'm kidding.
Oh
Oh man.
man.
Good night,
Well,
Doris. We love you. Thank you for being here.
who else is here? Anna's here.
Yeah, I know.
You want to come into a live, Anna? Read for people.
Yeah, we should have Anna come through and see what she pulls up. So far, she was saying good stuff, a lot of positive feedback, and appreciate her always coming through as well. I guess
Oh,
AJ was
definitely.
saying
Yeah.
earlier that he wasn't able to see the chat or something, but
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, she was just sharing some good stuff, basically not praising, but how can I say, like, just kudos to both of us. Um,
oh, about like like the gestures about love and the flowers and all that stuff.
what she was saying, both of you, Ed and AJ, are empaths. You two have such a great heart. And then she said, sharing your heart is a strength. I want to say it's admirable that you guys care so much. And then so many divine feminines are so wounded. Some of these wounds come from childhood and some are generational. The fact that you guys are treating them like queens is healing them. You are doing a service to the collective energy. So just wanted to kind of read that out since AJ couldn't have or doesn't have access to the chat.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
yeah, so she appreciates us and just letting us know that she's grateful, for the way we are,
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I mean, that's that's big, because not a lot of people have the time to even give a little moral support. And when someone is struggling, whether it's at home or work or wherever, and they finally find someone or have that one friend or whoever it is that actually supports them like that, that means a lot.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
10:10 on the
Nowadays,
clock right now.
society is like telling us to isolate from people.
Yeah.
And it's definitely noticed when you have that caring vibe towards others. Um, I think we're going through a phase that where you know we get hurt and we tend to like just isolate from people and focus on ourselves, which is good, but to a point, right? Um, but yeah, it definitely takes a lot of work and extra energy to be, you know, in those
Mhm.
healing vibes with pretty much anybody, any random person that you encounter or friends. Ruby was here.
Yeah, like Ed was
Mhm.
saying, you can't really change them, but guide them, give them tips, but then they could see that you mean well and you're a good friend, and then it's up to them whether they want to take the advice or not.
Yep, it's always up to that person. Like you can't change someone's feelings or even actions. They're always gonna act upon whatever they got going on. So
Yeah, I mean, one important thing that always crosses my mind is, never judge somebody. You know, I know it's sometimes a little bit difficult, but this career has also trained me and shown me to be that type of person. We don't know why these parents end up losing their kids. Maybe that's what they saw growing up, and maybe their parents, were using drugs or they were abusive or whatever. So never judge a person. Just accept them for who they are. Wish them well, pray for them, and if you can shed light on them, that's great. But yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking to see these kids go through certain drastic situations, traumas. Um, so, anyways, yeah, it goes back to that. AJ would always tell me that saying, you can't lead a horse to water. So it's true. especially with relationships. Although you tend to invest in somebody, it catches your eye, and you want to give it all your 100. But yeah, this people or certain person doesn't want to change, so it's okay. Maybe the divine was just here to give you a test. To see what else is out there for you, somebody that you can eventually connect with.
Yeah, speaking of relationships that you just mentioned, I have uh, one of the good friends that I still keep in touch with. He actually works for the MTA here in New York. He recently married some lady already that was divorced recently, and now he's divorcing her.
He's a what?
What?
So she was previously married when she
Hmm.
met him, but he wasn't aware that she was divorced month in like it only a few months passed. So it's not like she was healed from her last marriage.
Hmm.
So she's
And
like
then
freshly out of marriage?
yeah, and everyone was telling him, there's something odd about this lady. Like maybe you want to really look into her. But he was so infatuated with her that he just missed all the red flags.
Yeah.
And now he realized, he goes, everybody was telling me, but I wanted to experience it for myself just to see if everyone was right. But I guess he was so caught up in his feelings that he didn't see what was going on. And he finally saw her true colors. He's a single parent himself. He has full custody of his kid, but she doesn't. So then that already was a huge red flag, he said, because usually here, like you guys know, women tend to have custody of the kids first, or at
Yeah.
least a lot of the judges see that.
Yeah, it's a high
They're
probability.
favored, yeah.
Hmm.
So then things started progressing and it got worse and worse and worse. And he said he just served the papers to her, and she knew it was coming. He said, but she didn't hesitate. She's like, "All right, that's what you want, whatever." But it looked like she was. This is a pattern for her. Like she'll find like a naive person, and I guess she'll manipulate them in a certain way just to get things out of them. And when it doesn't work out, she'll just go on to the next.
Hmm.
Damn, that's
But
definitely
that's
some
why I was
kind
like, you
of.
see, I never understood how people could go to sleep doing that. And
Yeah,
then
it's
it makes you
definitely some.
wonder, obviously, like Ed was saying, not to judge anyone, but just based on this example, three kids from three different men. And it's
Mhm.
like, that's why people were telling my friend, like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Like, you don't see a weird pattern here?
Mhm.
And then he finally realized, and he was like, yeah, I'm kind of done dating or even considering getting married again. So,
Yeah, I mean, to be
you
honest
know,
with you, I think it goes both ways. I've met uh guys that have been married for like, they've gotten married 6 times.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's like I think about it, like I went through one marriage. I'm like, dude, like it sucked. I can't imagine marrying and divorcing, you know, 5, 6 times. Um, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely some kind of something going on there. Um,
Yeah, it's either like they're trying to fill up a void in their life that they can't fill, and they're trying to find that right person, but it's always when they're looking and they end up with the wrong person. Because, like you said in previous lives, that they're not fully healed, and then they're just damaging other people.
yeah.
No,
So,
that's true. I wanted to touch on that too. Like there was a point when I met this beautiful girl. Obviously, she was fixed up. I'll not go into full details, but she had a nice body, and I'm like, why is she single? And at first, I thought she only had one kid, which was a little girl. And so one day, I don't know how we started talking, and it got to the point where, hey, you know what? Let's go to a Dodger game or whatever. So we ended up going, and then she's like, hey, I just need to make a quick phone call. And I'm like, okay, I'll stay quiet. And she's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. And obviously the call goes through her Bluetooth in the car. and she's calling mom, so grandma, right? And then she's like, "How's my kids doing?" I was like, "What the kids? So there's more than one?" And anyway, so she goes, "Sorry about that. I just need to check in, whatever." So long story short, it turns out she had four kids, and apparently, she lost custody of those three, and she only was able to stay with one, which was that little girl. And as more as I got to learn from her, I mean, we didn't get into a relationship, but she opened up. Like I said, it's easy for people to just open up with me, and she just told me the whole spiel. She's like, "Hey, I jump from men to men, like not because I'm a hoe or whatever. Respectfully, I'm not gonna talk bad about her, negative. I
Right.
mean, that's how she presented it. Um, it is what it is, but it had to do because of her childhood trauma,
Yeah.
which is something that Anna was saying on the chat. So yeah, she's like, I always look for a father figure. I never got to be with my dad, and so I feel like if I don't know, like she's trying to connect or put together a puzzle, which was something that will fulfill her emptiness, in her heart.
Mhm.
And anyway, so yeah, definitely I do see that happening a lot, especially in my career, where there's chicks that it happens, they end up seeing the dude cheat or something, then they're like, okay, I'm gonna pay back, like I'm gonna do the same to you. They go have a one night stand, then they end up pregnant, and it's like, oh shoot, now I got like 2 3 baby daddies. So it's just because all this hurt, and then trying to do the same thing, but anyways,
Yeah, it's complicated. It
it is.
I've met people like that, and there's always that one person. And then for this particular person that you're talking about, is feeling that you know part of, I guess, her life where her dad wasn't present, right? And she's always trying to find that father like figure. And but there's other people that use that same, I don't know how you call it, when it comes to like addictions as well, like they themselves will say like, yeah, I'm an addict. I'm never gonna, like, I've met people that, I talk to them and I say, I think drinking for you it's an issue, and they will say, you know what, I'm gonna continue drinking because I can drink and I'm not gonna stop. So it's funny how sometimes people are aware of the issue, but they're not willing to do anything in regards to it. I think that's pretty sad, and I mean, I say that in a respectful way. Uh, you know, like being able to recognize your
Your
your, your
flaws.
issues and your faults, and
Hmm.
then but not do anything about it. Is you're definitely like in a pretty low vibrational state.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't understand that everything starts at home. It's how you raised. That affects your relationships in life. And it's
Yeah,
even worse when the mother is gone, because he's basically the head of the home.
yeah. And it's
Obviously,
funny because
fathers are important, but
we don't realize how childhood, growing up, and the affection we get, whether mom or dad are present, we
oh
don't
yeah.
realize it until we're affected by it when we're adults, and it's like,
Hmm.
shoot, how do you go back in time? Like, how do you fix all this? It's
This is why.
complicated.
Hmm.
And I mean, I think I touched on it before, where I say like, you just got to imagine yourself as a child, and kind of connect with that person, because in a way you're connecting with yourself, and you're telling yourself really wasn't
Right.
your fault, because it's not. Like, you can't control, whether your dad or your mom leaving, or you being an orphan, or you can't control any of that.
That's
So you
true.
shouldn't hold yourself to that. I do feel like, and that's one of the reasons why I brought up the fact that sometimes people do recognize their faults and the issues they have, but they're not willing to act upon it. And that's when I say that as we get older and we grow and we're adults, right? It's our responsibility to take care of all that pain. And I know it sounds, like I'm just making it where it's easy, but it's not. It's hard. People will go through their entire lifetime trying to heal something minimal, like maybe getting raped when they were a child. Like that would affect them for the rest of their life, and it's a
Right.
constant battle. And it's something that we have to live with, but we have to try. We have to like get better.
It's true. You made a good point because, like you said, if you don't heal those inner child traumas or anything that you have a resentment, how are you going to be prepared for marriage? To take on somebody that's going to be your, hopefully, your partner to eternity, and see your kids grow. And I mean, it's just too much. So you need to really be prepared for what is to come. If you don't heal, then you're just going to bring all that hurt into this. It's like how they say you got to break those what is it, generational traumas
Generational.
or generational
Hmm.
chains. Yeah. So if you don't break that chain, it's just gonna keep going and on. So it's funny, you know what? That now that I just mentioned that, there's another tarot reader. She's pretty good. Not to say you're not good, Rigo. Like I'm always here. Like you're my
That's
number
cool.
one.
I mean,
You know. I didn't mean it in a bad way, but
no, it's cool.
she was saying something about like, hey, get your birth charts read or something. She had like a mini sale going on or whatever. And so I don't know, just curiosity. And I'm not gonna lie, like I paid the fee and she sent a private read or whatever. And it's crazy how one of the things that stood out was that based on my placements and the date and time that I was born and blah 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 that stuff, that I happened to, I guess what, come into life or whatever with all these like lucky, it came like little squares or something, or like the way the zodiacs or whatever connected the houses. I don't know none of that stuff, right? So
Yeah.
like your house is in blah blah blah, your seventh house is this. And so all I recall her saying was like, wow, you have so much luck in within you, and your ancestors are here to let you know that you're here to break those generational traumas and all that like hurt. So you got to break those chains. And although things are going to be in the microwave, as they say jokingly, retrograde, it's not really going to affect you. I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool. But I don't know, sometimes like those things really do, um I don't know, just they motivate me to learn more about it, like follow it and actually learn. Sometimes we just hear, like I said, you hear certain things like, oh, your moon is in blah blah blah. Oh, you're rising in this and that, or you might be at something cusp or whatever. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. I just hope that I'm good and nothing bad happens to me or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a benefit to knowing your
What the
placements
hell?
and what you have in your houses. I
You good, AJ? You dying over there?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell's
no.
going on? I got caught with so much dust in here. I was dusting my car. I'm like, what the hell did that come from? Oh my god.
Oh shoot!
Oh man. No, I'm
But
good now. I'm good now.
it's definitely a good idea to get your and you can
Bird
get it for
chart,
free.
right?
I'm gonna post it on the chat room where you can get your. Hopefully, it doesn't go away. Shoot. Um.
Hey Rigo, now that it came to mind too. So what's up with you coming to Cali? Is that gonna happen or what?
So yeah, I mean, I got to take Chris for his birthday somewhere. So I was
Oh,
thinking
nice.
maybe like November, beginning of November, maybe. Hopefully, it's not
Universal
like too
or
hot.
Disneyland or Six Flags?
Um, I'm not sure. I gotta talk to him. He gets like anxious, so I don't know
Mm.
if like I want him to have a good experience, but I don't want him to get stressed by getting on the rides and stuff like that. So I gotta
Speaking of
figure
Yeah.
that out.
Disney,
What happened?
there's like a lot of people. Speaking of Disney, there's a lot of people that want to boycott Disney because of all the drag stuff that's going on. It's throwing people off.
Really?
Yeah, a few days ago, I just saw a post. A parent, there was a lady that posted something on Twitter saying that she's like, I have nothing against people that want to identify as whatever. She goes, but it's a grown man with a mustache, full on makeup, and greeting kids on the line to come into the store, start buying stuff. And the kids had questions. They were like, "Why is he wearing a dress? Why does he have makeup on?" And then it's like, you know, it's causing a lot of problems now. So,
Yeah, it's
I mean, I personally, I don't care who's what or what they identify as long as you're not damaging kids. Like, do whatever you want. Like you're a grown adult, do that. But when it comes to like manipulating kids' minds and telling them they could go on puberty blockers at age 6, that's crazy. But that's why in a lot of countries now, sorry, and even in Latin American countries, they're looking at us like, what's going on in the U.S.? Like, why is this so prevalent now?
Hmm.
But it's just a lot of politics involved, and even Hollywood is so twisted now too. You're like, what the hell's going on?
yeah.
Like movies are
And
not like what they used to be, and you're like, I don't remember growing up watching this stuff. Like, what's going on?
everything's so different now when and it's part of the whole change and the world changing up, and yeah, it's the younger generation, but it's also
Hmm.
kind of what we influence and when we
Oh yeah.
push out, to the new generation too. Like we have a part in this whole, evolution that is happening here. Um, I do feel like I'm not. I mean, I sometimes I do feel like them. Like I'm not like the. Sometimes like I feel like I'm not the best dad. Like I'm not like um I don't know, like showing my son all the way. I do try, but I feel like there's some people out there that don't really try at all, and they let their child just evolve from like social media, like them having the phone and the iPad and
Hmm.
watching videos, and you know the parents are like just on their own little world, and their child is pretty much being programmed by a bunch of random videos of people dancing on TikTok and doing weird things that make no sense.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I feel like
reminds
there's
me. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I feel like there's we got to take a little bit of the blame, as adults, and us being like part of, I mean, the older generation. Like we're supposed to guide these, kids and others, but it's just complicated.
True.
Yeah, I'll once again, I keep saying like, oh, my career, my career, my career, but I seen it all, to be honest. It's sad when these parents would have the supervised visits from court, and that's something that would trigger me or piss me off. Like, you are trying to put up a fight to get your kids back, and the 2 hours that court is granting you to spend with your kids, you come and bring an iPad or you lend them the phone to watch YouTube. Bro, like, no. I would say if I were the parent, we're gonna go play soccer, we're gonna draw or something, have a coloring
Right.
book,
Quality
put a
time.
puzzle
Hmm.
together. Yeah. And it's sad, like now you go to a restaurant, what do you see on the table instead of interaction, like the family being all united or having a solid conversation?
Hmm. Everybody's on the phone.
Everyone on their phone,
Hmm.
everybody
Hmm.
in the phone. Or every restaurant like Olive Garden or whatever it is, Outback, they got the little, you pay for the games, and oh, por tal que el niño no esté llorando or whatever, hey,
Hmm.
Hmm.
take the card and buy those credits, and shut up, just let us eat in peace, and when we get home,
Right.
you're gonna whatever, te voy a chingar or whatever,
Hmm.
Yeah.
um,
We
it
gotta take
just it
a. I
sucks.
mean, me being a parent, I take a little bit of the blame. But again, like I'm big with my son, and I freaking love him, and I want to show him, But I mean, honestly, like every kid, every child, every person has their own destiny and their own, you know, life that they're gonna
Right.
experience. So as much as you try to teach somebody, they got their own experiences, set or fated events that it's gonna happen to them, and sometimes I think about my son, and I'm like, damn, like shoot, like I don't want anything bad to happen to him, but
Right. Yeah.
I've been through a lot. Like I got stitches, I got scars, um, and it's like it's just part of life. So buckle up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But no, I mean, Rigo, don't feel bad. I mean, I know that sometimes. I mean, I'm not a father yet. Hopefully one day when the time is right. Um, but don't ever feel like you're not the best dad out there. I see what you post out there. I see the interaction. Sometimes it's weird. Like, I don't know how I came to your shorts or the reels, and I'm gonna be honest, like that freaking like I don't know how to describe it. Like that made my heart happy. Like I don't know. It was just like, fuck, man, this guy's genuine. This guy's like really bonding with this kid. Like he's so patient with him. He's trying to do a lot with him, like within himself. Grow the channel.
Hmm.
He has a vision. He has goals. And bro, like at least you're doing something. There's people
Yeah. Cause
that they, they want money to fall out of the sky. It doesn't work like
yeah.
that. So I'm just here. One man to man, dude. I wish I can give you a big ass hug and tell you you're a solid dude. You're doing a good job. So keep doing your thing and never feel like I don't want to say you're a failure that you feel that way, but you're not. You're freaking progressing. You're doing the best you can, and this kid is loved. So dude, my respect to you, and you got it. You're doing a
That's
good
what's
job.
up, man. I appreciate that a lot. Like it's not
Yeah.
easy,
Definitely.
and I mean I don't post that much about my son, although like I do. But man, you guys should see like my phone is full of videos, pictures, and the way I interact with him, and that's one of the things I think. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but when I started the clothing line, one of the things that I want to focus on is like the father and son type of connection, kind of like that male, like a positive role model when it comes, as far as like I mean, there's gonna be like messages for the female as well, but I really want, like males to connect more, and be more open about their feelings, and make them feel proud about being a father. And it's not, your child is not really a responsibility. It's more like a blessing, and you should, accept that, and you should, like, I don't know, be open to like all just the energy they bring to you,
Right. Because it really is motivating seeing how you bond with your son. Because we don't, nowadays it's you have a lot of guys that walked out on their kids, and when people see that, where they come across your content and they go, "Damn, this is that." That's what people should strive for. Even if you're not with the kid's mom, but you're there for your kid. You know,
know.
because at least one of my other friends, that's what he's doing. He's like, obviously, I can't stand the mother, but I got to be there for my kids.
Yeah.
So that's why she even says that we all went to school together. She goes, "Yeah, I don't even want to see a picture of him, but I'm glad he's there for his kids. At least I respect him in that sense that he stepped up to be a father." Unfortunately, in the minority communities, we don't see that often, and when we come across someone like that, it's like, whoa, okay, so now I have more motivation to keep going in the right path and not fall off and walk out on a kid.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, if you noticed, a lot of young people have kids and they're not responsible protecting themselves. And then when the time comes and the girl says, "Oh, now I'm pregnant," and the first thing the guy that's not that well educated, or he didn't have a good upbringing, always the first thing that comes, oh, how do you know it's mine?
Mm-hmm.
Already assuming that she's going around or whatever, and that already causes a lot of problems. Everything starts arising from there. And then when they see the kid, they freak out and then they run. And then time passes, and then they want to connect with the kid, and then the kid already probably has all this bad memories from him or the mom feeding the kid bad stuff, and then he has that resentment, like you were speaking earlier, Ed. So, and
Yeah.
that's what affects relationships later on in life. So, but you see, that's why everything starts at home. And then going back to the whole thing about everything starting at home, if you ever notice when you watch, or I don't know, many, probably a bunch of you watched or came across something on Netflix or YouTube about serial killers, a lot of them always said, "Oh, when I was growing up, my father was alcoholic, my mom too, or my mom used to beat up, or my dad used to beat up on my mom or on my kid brother and myself, and I grew up thinking that was the norm." And then when they got psychoanalyzed, they got diagnosed with sociopathy and psychopathy and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
and that's when they went off the rails.
Yeah,
But it's
that's where it
only a
all started.
handful. Yeah, it's only a handful of them that admitted saying that it was because of the childhood that they had that led them to become so violent, or go on that route. Because I think it was the guy, um, really famous. They made a movie out of him too. This was back in
The
like the
Dahmer?
70s.
No.
No, no, not Dom. That's a separate case. But now that you mention him, when he wanted to get analyzed because he says he knew something was wrong with him. So his dad was a teacher, I think a biology teacher, and from a young age he started showing Jeffrey how to dissect animals, and something he said something triggered him to pick up roadkill or whatever animal he saw in the streets, run home and start dissecting the animal.
Hmm.
And then his mind just started going off saying, "Ooh, I wonder what it would look like if I chop off a human like that." But he said he never told his father. He just had all these crazy fantasies. But the psychologist was saying, obviously, we all have fantasies, but it's just acting upon those fantasies that makes you who you are. So that's why he acknowledged that he had a problem. So when he first committed his first murder, he was like, "Oh, I could get away with anything now." He knows how to
Yeah.
manipulate people, and so that's how it all started. But he did mention that it started because how young he was. He was exposed to a lot of violence as a young kid, and that's
Yeah.
what triggered, all these crazy
Man,
emotions. But yeah,
I could just imagine what goes through a killer's mind, like the adrenaline, the being able to get away with it and
right.
continuing
Yeah,
to
all of
do
them. If
it.
you
It's
pay attention,
just,
yeah, if you notice, all of them said at the beginning it was scary, and I didn't know what I was doing, or I was so high or drunk, and then it just becomes this like adrenaline rush, like you were saying, that they keep craving more and more and more, and
yeah,
the act gets more sadistic after that. So that's why whenever you hear a psychologist analyzing someone, they always go back to the way they were brought up.
yeah,
Even a marriage or a relationship, they always go back 10, 15, 20 years prior to that relationship the person is currently on. Because I remember from my college days, I remember I had to take an elective course in psychology, and the professor used to say, I always get these couples always coming in. The couple was always fighting. One got physical, the other one didn't, but that is a form of communication. And everyone was like, "Yeah, that's true. We didn't really look at it like that. We just thought of it's violent, obviously, but it's you're communicating."
yeah.
So the problem was that he gave an example of a couple, and he says that the husband was every little thing that he saw wrong, like maybe she didn't fold the towels a certain way or whatever, he will flip out for no apparent reason. And one shove became a slap, and then a slap became a cut, and then a cut became a stab. So that's how it all led to.
Wow.
But that's why he kept saying, this is why sometimes I don't understand certain women, and certain women I do understand, but some are afraid to leave because they don't have like a home to go to, or a family member they can rely on, or somebody for help, so they stay. And then that abusive relationship becomes 5, 10, 15, 20 plus whatever years.
Yeah.
But obviously not all women are the same. There's some women that are strong, and like the first hit they get, they're done, they're out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's a lot of courage. But going back to the beginning, yeah, everything starts at home. That's why I even remember my mom saying, maybe you heard your dad and I arguing here and there, but you guys were probably too young. You don't really recall. But as you guys got older, we started letting you guys know that sometimes we're not going to agree on certain things, but if we raise our voices, it's not because we don't like each other, or it's just a disagreement. So as I got a lot older, I started realizing, I was like, okay, so that's what it was. But luckily, even certain family members too, they said the same thing. So we're blessed that we didn't experience anything horrible like other kids did. And
Yeah.
but every little thing starts at home. That's why when you have little ones at home, you don't want to. Sometimes you forget that there's people at home, and you start going crazy.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to learn how to control your emotions. You don't let it bother you.
Yeah.
Everything except death you could fix, and even
Yeah.
death is it's that's part of life.
I think communication with your child and making or um helping him being able to like communicate what's going on with him, I think will definitely be like, you know, something that they can use in the future. Like them
Right.
being comfortable expressing or telling their feelings. Because there's a lot of kids that, yeah, they do have that upbringing where it's difficult. Mom and dad maybe are addicts or whatever. And next
Mhm.
thing you know, they have so much anger and they're walking into a school with a bunch of guns and,
Right. Right.
just trying to unload when they could have just talked it out or, you know, use that energy in different ways. It's like all that anger. That's why I always say, like, you keep that, anger inside of you is going to turn into something else, like
Oh yeah.
even, or if you feel, a certain way about someone and that would, and you're not able to, get it out or, you know, say it or whatever, it'll turn into something else.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's why, excuse me, you hear all these stories that because you always have, like the saying goes, it's always the quiet ones
Yeah.
because they bottle it in so much, like you're saying, and then one person makes one bad mood and boom, they explode.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the bottom of the whole thing, then you go, oh, okay, so that's what it was. But that's why in certain countries, I was watching this video where I think it was Sweden, in Norway also. There was a guy going around schools asking those kids there, what do they think of kids in America? The first thing every little kid said, "Oh, school shootings,"
Hmm.
or why do they bring weapons to school for? Or how come they unleash their anger like that? How come they don't have anybody to talk to? And then you
Yeah.
you look at all these, even third world countries, they have a better educational system than here.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how is that even possible? But we have all kinds of timeouts here for kids, and I didn't grow up like that. I mean, I remember days where I used to act up, and my mom would just look at me and be like, "Wait till we get home." So
Hmm.
that was enough for me to be like, "Oh, I gotta get it together."
Oh snap.
Yeah, but then when you grow up, you go, "Damn, I'm glad I got my ass whooped when I needed it, because then who knows where I would have been right now." Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and it wasn't like so violent anyway. I mean, you get a few spanks here and there, but then you realize, you go, you know what? It was for a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just too much soft
It's hard, man.
stuff going on these
I
days.
hope you guys get to like experience being a dad and
Oh yeah.
whether it's your child or someone else's. I think being a dad it comes, like I said it before, it comes from the heart, like it's
Yeah.
gonna test you. And um yeah, man, it's definitely something else. It's
Yeah,
beautiful though.
I can't even believe I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be an uncle pretty soon. So
Hmm.
but
When is
I think in about 3 weeks tops, 2 to 3 weeks.
oh wow, so it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, very close. I'm sure you're excited.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be another Virgo baby.
Yeah. Based on the
What?
date. Yeah. Based on the date, yeah.
Damn, that's cool. That's what's up.
Watch it land on my birthday.
Oh, that'll be
Damn.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, 22nd.
Hmm.
That's Keanu Reeves' birthday too, right? The 22nd?
I don't know.
I think so. 21st or 22nd, one of those two.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
What's everyone been
Damn.
Yeah,
saying in the
man.
chat?
No, it got kind of quiet. Just Anna putting her input of like the traumas that it starts from the
Oh yeah,
wound, and
that's true.
yeah, just basically touching on our little convo here. But yeah, I feel bad. We took up like so much time here, and people are like, "Good night, good night, good night." Here we are, like
Oh,
little crackheads, just talking about life. No tarot readings except for my general. I don't know if you wanted to ask something, AJ, or you know.
oh yeah. Well, I was touching briefly about the whole Jancy situation, but I guess when you know someone pretty well, and they even get surprised how well you know 'em, because I was like, oh, I every time you barely talk, I know. I was like, it's not me. I know that. I'm saying, but I think it's probably a lot of stuff going on. She's like, I could write a
Hmm.
whole book about what's going on. I'm like, oh, all right, say less. So yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, she's been acknowledging a lot of stuff. She's been bringing up like little moments where at work, because I at that time I was working in that location or at that gym where she goes now, and she's like, yeah, the vibes are totally different. It's not the same. She's like, you know how I am. As soon as I see someone approaching me, I just give them the stare and then they walk away. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cold, but you got to do what you got to do. Are you there? She's like, yeah, I don't want to be mean or anything. She goes, but I just come here to work out and then go home. And it's true because even my other coworker and the cleaning lady that knows her sister was saying that, yeah, there's a women's section. There's a separate room there where some women go because it's a Jewish area that a lot of women requested that they should have their own little private spot. And yeah, some of the women like to work out in that area. They have a couple of treadmills in there. There's a sauna. So, they do their thing there. So she locks herself in there for like an hour, hour and a half, two tops, and then she goes home. And that's why the other day the cleaning lady was telling me I bumped into her. She doesn't know Jancy like that. She just knows her sister, but she kind of would have a little conversation with her here and there. And she told me the other day, she goes, I could see, she goes, this chick is really smart. She knows how to hide her emotions pretty well. I was like, oh yeah, a lot of women do, but I'm going with the flow. I'm not asking her anything, and she's noticing that I'm just listening because I don't want to start seeming like I'm instigating or anything. And I'm just saying like, yeah, oh, that's interesting. That's how I'm answering her. And she was like, oh, I could see she only has her eye on someone specific, but she goes, you know how some of these young ladies are nowadays. I was like, oh, I could only imagine. Yeah. So as I was telling her goodbye, she goes, Oh, but it's not like you don't know that I was talking about you. And I was like, I was playing dumb. I was like, oh, wow. Seriously, I had no idea you were mentioning me. So she smiles and she's like, yeah, sure. But because I thought, imagine if I started like acting like a little 5-year-old. Like, oh, yeah, what did she say? And like, she's going to run to her sister. Then the sister's going to tell her. And then it's like, I thought this guy was mature.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's how it starts.
Yeah.
You never know who knows people. So the more calm and collected you keep, the better.
No, yeah, and I think that's pretty much who you are. I feel like that's how you are overall,
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
I have an update, you guys.
Oh, go ahead.
What
So I saw her Instagram right now, just curious, and she posted, and she's like, "Oh, los espero a las 11 por Telemundo," and she put her roses right there. Like, I don't know if you can see that.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah,
Is it in the corner?
yeah, in the
Bottom
corner. Oh
But
my
you
God.
mentioned you send her your phone number, right? But she,
No.
Yeah, I send her my number, but I don't think she's at that point yet. I feel like it's weird and
yeah.
interesting, but Rigo is pretty much on point.
Hmm.
Got to the point where, um, what was he saying? Something about like, she's just probably like shocked that you're stepping it up.
She's
That she's
overwhelmed for
not.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Like she's like, oh my God, like this guy's actually stepping it up. Like he's putting in the work now. How do I kind of perceive it? Like how do I move
Yeah.
forward
Hmm.
with it? So I mean, yeah, I told her I was like, hey, here's my number if you wish to communicate more efficiently this way. Um, Obviously she read it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's no pressure. I'm not gonna be like you said, like a freaking kid and be like, hey, what's up? Like, how come you didn't text me? No, no,
Right.
just come on. That's
Well, that's
irrelevant.
the whole. That's the whole test. Is for you to not react like that, and I think
Exactly.
she, being who she is, being on TV, is like she can't just give out her number just like that. Like she
Yeah,
can't just
exactly.
respond from her personal number because I'm sure she gets a lot of stalkers.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Like I'm sure she gets like ridiculous amount of people writing her letters about how they probably think they're soulmates and
It's funny because you mentioned that, Rigo. Like I saw one of her recent posts, and
yeah.
sometimes I go in there just to see what they write, and I'm like, wow, bro, you try so hard, and I don't know, it's sad. Like unfortunately, there's just people that they just have a pretty bad personality, or they just don't know how to speak. Like I don't
Talent,
know,
that
but
it is.
whatever. I mean, she knows who she wants to talk to, and that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes at the beginning, I'll be honest, like I would feel intimidated or like, damn, a freaking cute ass girl's talking to me. Like, why out of so many guys out there? Or like when I did those
Hmm.
video shoots with those artists, and I was like, damn, I'm surrounded by so many hot ass models. Like, and they would ask me, like, can I take a selfie with you? I'm like, I'm not even the artist, but sure. And it just got to this point where now I'm like, damn, my self-esteem has boosted. I'm not cocky. I'm who I am. I remain chill. But it's crazy because I know Rigo asked me in the previous read, like, dude, her energy's super like out there, like a fire, like it's
Yeah.
just super intense. How'd you feel? I was like, shit, like I remember walking in there and I'm like, like what the fuck? Like like I need to
Mm.
shake this shit out of here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what do I do? So I just started talking to these people right there about like school kids supplies, and I look over there, I was like, damn, there she is. Like, what do I do? I'm already here. Tough it up. So I'm like, all
Mm.
right, thanks for your time. How often do you guys come? And all these dumb questions. As soon as I felt it out of my system, like, all right, here we go. Boom, let's go. So
Yeah.
I'm over there walking, and oh man, this is the best way I can describe it now that I'm live or here in the chat. But basically,
Hmm.
I seen just those few glimpses. I got to see how humble and simple she is. The first thing, I'm very analytical, and maybe that's the Virgo thing, right? I don't know if the same applies to you, AJ, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watch everything. So the first thing I noticed was her bag. No Gucci, no fucking Fendi, no Prada, nothing. It was simple Michael
Mhm.
Kors. I was like, okay, cool. That's a good
TJ Maxx
sign.
all the way.
Exactly. Yeah, Tijuana Max.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then she talks to her camera guy, and it's some little paisita guy, like Mexican dude. I'm like, that could have been my uncle, you know? And so, no offense, but basically she's joking with him. Like she grabs his little water spray. She's like, oh, so my makeup won't fall off or whatever. Like, you want some?
Yeah.
And then the camera guy's like, no, no, I'm good. So then when she stands up, she looks at me. Dude, she literally took out her AirPod and she runs, she hugs me, she gives me like kisses on each side. It's like,
Wow.
paisano, like, oh my God, I finally got to meet you. I'm like, aren't you the celebrity? And she's like, yeah, like, what are you doing here? And I'm out here BSing, right? Like, oh, I was in the area, I saw that there was an event. And anyways, long
Saving
story
cats.
short, yeah, she was really happy, and that's when I told her, "Oh, by the way, well, I got you a little gift." That's when she was probably like, "Wait, you were in the area, but then you got me a gift?" Like, yeah, you're full of crap. But yeah, I gave her the roses, and she was just super happy. She's like, "Oh my God, do you understand that roses are like the key to my heart?" And
Damn.
I told her, don't toss that Target bag. I told her there's something else in there. She's like, "Really?" So then she looked into it and it said a gift card that said you're the best. Oh, she was blushing. She gave me another hug, another round of kisses, and she's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite you to coffee," and that was it. I'm like, "All
Mhm.
right, say no more." We took some pictures, selfies. Her boss came over. She didn't care. She was holding her roses. Like, damn. I'm like, all right, made a good impression. So it's funny because then a mom with her kids showed up. And then I look at her like, hey, you got a line. They want pictures or autographs. So I'll let you go. She's like, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Like, let's take another picture. I'm like, all right, cool. So that was it. As soon as I'm driving off the parking lot, I start getting those DMs. Hey, please send me the pictures. Tag me on the photos. Like, let's go to coffee soon. And I don't know, like I didn't expect this, to be honest, but
You
I'm
know why? Also, because a woman of that caliber, she's constantly bombarded with like, "Oh, you look gorgeous. Oh, I love that jacket
Mhm.
you got on. Oh, your hair looks amazing." You know how many times she hears that in a day? So
yeah.
here comes a guy like you, acting all cool, collected, and not once did you tell her, "Oh, your makeup is on point, or your hair is this, or you." That's why she's like, he's different because it's not. He's not the usual type. He's not the simp that I always get. And women,
That's true.
dude, that's how it is. Because you think about it, if you just pick on a random girl, even she could be wearing rags. There's always gonna be some soft dude that's gonna be like, "Oh my God, you look gorgeous." But you know how many times she gets that in a day? She
Oh
wants to
yeah.
hear something that she's never heard, and she wants to see how confident the guy is. Because women know what they have. They know how to use their charm
Yeah.
better than we can.
Especially especially when it comes to her, she gets so much
Oh yeah,
attention. She's literally
yeah.
like in front of thousands of people, and I, I'll tell you, 99.9% of the dudes out there are just slobbering over her. Like just
Oh yeah, without a
swimming
doubt.
in the TV and trying to see what, and it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
dude. So I mean, yeah, do your thing, bro.
yeah. That's why you got to keep being assertive. You never want to be like, "Are you free tomorrow?" No, you got to be like, even if you're not, you have to make the time. You're gonna be like, "Well, Wednesday at 12 sounds like a date," and she's gonna be like, "Actually, you know what? Yeah, that sounds pretty good." Because the minute you start asking them, then in their mind they go, "Ah, I thought this guy was assertive. I mean, he looks nice. He's attractive. He's my type, but why is he asking me when? Like I thought he's got leadership qualities."
One thing
Because the
that it
minute you,
sur-
uh-huh,
no, go ahead, go ahead. No, I was just gonna
yeah,
follow up
sorry,
too.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So the
Let me bring my
minute you
charger.
start,
I'll come back. But I'm listening. I
yeah,
got the
go ahead,
AirPods. You're
yeah, go
good.
ahead.
Go. I'm
So
listening.
so the minute you start saying, you know what, Friday, I got these two tickets for whatever. You just to say just to use an example, like a movie or some kind of play. or wherever, and you set the date, the time, and then she's the one that's going to be like, oh yeah, you know what, 9:30 sounds good, or 12, 1, whatever. And then once, well, the day before or the day of, you could tell her, if you said 12, you're going to be like, oh, you know what, yeah, 12:30, because I don't want to get stuck in traffic, so I'll see you at 12:30. And then she's going to be like, okay, even more responsible, because he's letting me know ahead of time, so just in case something happens. Or when she makes the plans, sometimes it does happen. Some women do make the plans, but that's when they're really into you. They're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm free tomorrow at blah blah blah. You want to meet up?" But
Mm-hmm.
that could also be a test, and you can't be afraid to say no, because you could always say, "You know what? Tomorrow doesn't really sound that good for me because I have this meeting coming up. Is really important. Let's say it's on a Tuesday. What about actually Thursday is better for me at like 1. Then we can take it from there." Gonna be like, oh damn, okay, he's got priorities. Because if you're constantly gonna be like, yeah, I'm free tomorrow, yeah, sure, what time? It's gonna be like, well, I thought this guy had things to do. Like he's not busy. Like what the
Yeah,
hell? Like
like
why is he
being
always so free? Yeah,
too available sometimes is a
too
turn
available,
off
too
for.
needy. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you can't be that type. Hey, it's been so long. How come I haven't? How come we haven't seen each other? Then it's like, ugh.
yeah,
Then she'll put you in that friend zone category and be like, she'll use you whenever she's feeling down or she's not getting the attention she wants. And since you're there constantly praising her and elevating her ego, that's where she goes.
mhm,
So yeah, you don't want to be that type of guy. Even if it's killing you inside to call her or you want to talk to her so bad, just learn that you have to send one message. If she doesn't respond within a reasonable time, people got things to do. Women are always busy, and just let it go. 24 hours could pass, or 1 or 2 days. They'll always have an explanation. And then you call once, if they don't pick up, they'll call you whenever. But
yeah,
if they see that you're not really, even if it's bothering you, you can't show them that it's bothering you. You can't let her know that, hey, what's going on? I called you at 3. You get out of work at 3. How come you didn't pick up? And it's like, whoa, we're not even anything yet, and this guy's already acting like this. It's like, damn, let me run.
yeah. Breaking it down to all the way to that is like, you know, it goes all the way down to like the basics and pretty much, you know, like going back to we're humans, right? And we
Hmm.
still go by the law of nature. So, um, I mean, you gotta have a sense of you being in control, especially for the male.
Yeah,
The
self
male
control.
has to be a leader.
Yeah.
Once the female sees that they got power over you, they
Oh,
don't
that's
they
a
don't
wrap.
feel
Yeah.
attracted to you anymore.
No.
Like if you're not able to contain yourself or be cool, calm, and collected, if you're losing control about of your emotions, girls will definitely see that as a weakness.
Big time. 100%. Yeah, because once you learn, obviously we all made those mistakes, but you learn from that. And it has to take sometimes that one girl that you really like, and she'll tell you straight up, well, you were acting like this, and that, and that's why, I lost
Mm-hmm.
interest. Or I
And
wish
then
you would have done this, and that.
it gets worse as you start losing control when you're losing that person, or when
Oh,
you already
yeah.
lost that person, and you go back and then what can I do to fix things? Like,
Right.
and that's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
Not trying to be like all tough or anything, because I mean guys do have feelings and I have feelings, and there's been times where I'm like, shoot, like I really like this girl, but time to like move on, and it's like whatever,
Hmm.
just walk
Yeah, you don't
away
want to look
and
at it
let it
like,
be.
yeah, the problem is that we get so focused on we put such and such amount of effort or time and we wasted some resources, and then a lot of the guys go, damn, but I'm not even getting anything in return. Not that I'm expecting a whole lot, but at least like, you know, make the time to arrange your schedule and meet up more often than not. But that's part of the test, like you said, and that's life, man. Sometimes for us men, I think that's why sometimes we're alone a lot of the times because people can't relate, or sometimes we're afraid to open up and be like, listen, this is what's going on. And it could be an ego thing, or it could be a pride also.
Hmm.
But women, a lot of women, when they see that they can take advantage, they'll take advantage. They're ruthless. They don't care.
Yeah,
They'll
I
they'll
definitely.
they always enjoy that.
Yeah, like going back to that one. Remember, I don't know if I told you guys about me dating. I met this Scorpio, which we ended up being like really amazing friends, and we're still friends. But we met in this dating app, and we met at this club that we both used to go. And I noticed that, well, during the one of the dates, she started. Can y'all hear me?